Everything's good. Everything is pretty good here. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, brilliant. It's been a long time coming, this interview.
That's true. That's true. But that's why I'm happy that we can be here, and I'm ready for your questions. Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
um, let's start right at the beginning. Growing up, what music did you listen to, and what influenced you? As you were growing up.
Oh, you're asking about the things that inspired me um, when I was a teenager. I think it was mainly I was listening to the German thrash metal scene a lot back then, and later, a bit later, it was American death metal, Tampa, Florida. So very classic things. But I remember I had a lot of other inspirations as well, in let's say gothic music as well. Bands like Fields of the Nephilim was a great source of inspiration to me, or Nine Inch Nails a bit later, okay, which is industrial music or industrial metal.
Yeah,
So yeah, there were a lot actually, and but yes, the German thrash metal, I think it first caught my attention when I was 13, 14 years old. Yeah.
yeah. But I can totally relate to what you're saying because, like, when I was at that age, like I grew up being a massive Kiss fan and Iron Maiden, but my music taste uh changed from my mates. Me and my mate, we both loved the same music, but he went down one avenue and I went down the death metal. And I was like listening to the likes of Mayhem and Cannibal Corpse and all those early uh, death metal bands. So yeah, it's quite a few American death metal bands I was into as well.
I was very much into heavy metal as well, where you mentioned Maiden or Saxon, and and then lots of others. I loved the early years of AC/DC with Bon Scott. I was a great fan of M Steel, I still am,
Yeah,
actually. So yeah, there were a lot of different sources of inspiration in the music back then. But I think the band that really inspired me to start playing and finally, finding my own band, it was Creator. Um, yeah, especially Pleasure to Kill album, 1986. So this was this game changer here, I would say, for me.
yeah,
Yeah, those early days.
brilliant, absolutely brilliant band. One of the things which I've been asking, just slightly going off topic, one of the things I've been asking during my interviews is I run a website which brings awareness to PTSD and mental illness, and through music and film. And one of the things which I've been asking musicians of late is what, over the last, say, 20, 20 odd, 21 months through COVID, how has your mental state been? And do you find ways to help you during lockdown and during the period when bands couldn't play?
Yeah, yeah, it's a big the COVID situation. It's a big problem that we're all struggling with, I believe, and to me and the other band members here, I think that if it hadn't been for the music, it would have been much more difficult to survive this shit. And yeah, we were lucky enough that that we we could use this COVID situation for the good, because right after the tour with Suffocation and Belphegor, that had to be stopped because of the COVID right in the middle, and we came back to we came back home. We started working on the new tracks. We started rehearsing regularly, and then after 8 months, I believe, we were ready to enter the studio and start recording the album. So we use this as a form of therapy, I believe, and it really helped out a lot, you know, in this. And then so yeah, it's a really difficult situation for many guys, many musicians, and other people, you know, connected with the scene that I know.
Yeah.
Some went through, you know, ordeals, and yeah, we were lucky. We were lucky in this respect, I must say. Okay, and just a few months ago, we released an album, and it's been a very busy period for us still, working
Yeah.
on the video clips, you know, on the interviews like this one, and so keep being busy. That does the trick. I think helps a lot. And but yeah, I'm truly looking forward to the moment when we can say that normality comes back and we can be touring, you know, playing concerts and meeting people. It's yeah, it is something that I'm missing a lot still, struggling with this, must say.
With like yourselves, a lot of bands which I've spoken to went down and used the creative side of it during lockdown and released new music. A lot of them, which I've spoken to, had one album which was due to come out, and because of COVID, they ended up writing another album and having two albums coming out in just over a 12-month period. And it's great to know that musicians are able to go down the creative side of things to help with the mental side of COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that if it wasn't for COVID, you know, it would have taken us a lot more time to create this new album. So
Yeah,
also we had a lot of time on our hands, you know, this time, and it was quite unusual actually, because normally when you have tours and concerts and festivals and you're pretty busy, and then you try to use all the time that you have in order to make the new songs, you know, and then the in the studio time accelerates as always. So it's there's time pressure, okay, and this time because of the pandemic, it was much more comfortable, I must say. Okay, that's a paradox, but that's how it really was. We had more time in the studio. We could also make more bigger material and also make a selection, you know, juggling with the songs, changing the arrangements at the at one point. So it was, from this point of view, it was fortunate for us. But still, having this pandemic out there, we cannot really you know, cannot really present the full potential of the songs in live shows. I'm
yeah,
really looking forward to this, truly. Yeah.
yeah. Me too. I can't wait to listen to the new album and the new songs live. It's I done my review the week it came out, because a lot of the time I get restrictions with from record labels saying, right, can you leave it closer to certain times so to keep it all on the same level? That week is due to be released. I do all my reviews then for that
Sure.
release. And it's an amazing album, absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
With the recording of how do you pronounce it? Is it Rugia or Rugia?
It is actually a Rugia. Okay, it is Rugia because it is actually an archaic Slavic name for today's German island of Rügen at the Baltic Sea, and but back in the days it was an island inhabited by the Slavic tribes in the 10th century, for example, and this album is like a tribute to those to the culture they created and to their heritage. I thought that it would be it's a great topic to me. You know, it's we've been continuing actually this topic. Originated it on Tremendum album 2017, and then we continued on Ori Gates of Veles 2019, and now Rugia Rugia is the third part of a bigger thing, and this Slavic paganism is archaic Slavic paganism, let's say. It's a great source of inspiration to me since then. Yeah.
Oh, it's a brilliant album. Was it difficult recording during COVID? Was you able to all get into a studio together, or did you have to record your parts separately?
Again, I must say that we were fortunate and lucky here, you know, because we found the studio quite empty at one point. Okay, to our surprise, and we could book it, but the process of recording was kind of lengthy. It lasted for, like, say 5 months altogether. Okay, of course with a lot of breaks, but we were, you know, visiting the studio many times during the 5 months period, and if you ask me if it was different from other recordings in the past, for example, I think I would say yes. It was. There were a lot of different. We had a different approach this time, also because we weren't. There wasn't much time pressure, as I said, you know, and so we could focus on the different arrangements. We could work on them for a longer time this time, and we wanted to make an album which would be which would combine the death metal with black metal elements. So on one hand, it's like getting back to our roots, which is death metal of the 90s. That's where we come from. And on the other hand, you have the monumental black and doom metal elements there, together with the ambient part, which is a very important integral part of our music also. So I think that this sounds a bit old school on one hand, and we wanted the sound to be. We didn't want the sound to be clear, you know, and modern in this way. We wanted this to achieve some harshness in the record, and that's why we used the old school tape recorder for mixing and mastering the album, especially for this tape recorder, this, you know, the thick tape, old school thing, produced in the 80s in Germany, East Germany. Still, there's just one manufacturer producing the tape for it. So we use this equipment for the mixing and mastering the album, and I must say I'm quite happy about this harsh element in this record. Okay,
Yeah.
it can be a bit uncomfortable at first hearing, but then when you get used to it, you can find a lot of advantages of the sound. I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. I can see exactly where you're coming from when you say about the old tapes, recorded onto the old tapes. Years and years and years ago, I used to be in a band, and we recorded our demos on tape. But when we went and recorded the album, it was digital, and although it was clear, I I didn't like the digital side of it because it didn't give that grittiness. It didn't give the feel of an old school record.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it's all about the atmosphere, building up the atmosphere in the record, and there are of course a lot of ways to achieve it. But
Yeah.
but yes, we wanted to check to go this path this time, and yes, I think it was a good decision
Yeah,
finally.
definitely. Going on to tours, is there any plans for Hate to get out on tour? Have you done any concerts yet, or have you got things planned for the near future?
Yeah, we played just a few concerts in our native Poland, and one in Czech Republic, Obscene Extreme Festival, and one in Ukraine. But yes, we have absolutely a lot of plans for touring Europe, for example,
Yeah.
starting in February and March. It's again the tour with Belphegor and Suffocation. It's actually the same tour restored,
Yeah.
like this. But still there is some uncertainty, so things are up in the air. Yeah, even though the tour has been announced, and has been promoted, but with this new variant of COVID, you cannot be 100% sure if it happens. I would love it to happen, really, because it was a really great tour, and it had to be stopped at one point. So yeah. But this Saturday, actually, we play one concert in Poznań in Poland, and then 3 more before the end of the year, again in Poland. Okay, so we on these concerts we're playing some songs from Rugia, which is the title track Rugia, also the Exiles of Pantheon, and the Wolf Queen.
Yeah.
Yes, these 3 right now, but I think we will be playing more on our live shows in Europe when on tour. Yeah.
The Wolf Queen, that was on. I did every Sunday we do a new playlist, and that was on the playlist which I put on. I went balls to it. I'm going to put nothing but death metal on, because a lot of people don't listen to it. I'm like, nah, I'm having a death metal playlist this week, and that was one of the songs on it. And I just love the album. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And
thanks a lot.
Yeah,
glad to hear it.
Yeah, brilliant. Finally, any plans for UK tour or festival dates?
The one that is sorry, the one that is fully confirmed is concert in London.
Yeah.
It's in March, together with Suffocation and Belphegor, on this tour. But yeah, there are more plans for the UK. I must say. Okay, nothing has been confirmed as yet,
Yeah.
But I would love to come play more shows in the UK, definitely. Because I'm missing it really after the UK left the European Union. You know, seems
Yeah.
to be it seems to be harder to book shows there. I don't know why, but we're working on it. We're working on it together with our agent, and I'm pretty sure that there will be more shows sooner or later. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to make sure I am at that March gig. Fingers crossed that it happens.
Absolutely.
But I'm definitely going to be there. I can't wait. Like I say, yesterday, I get so many concert invites now. I go to as many as I can, because you never know when the world
Exactly.
will stop again.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I try to get as much in as I can. But this has been absolutely brilliant. I've loved every minute talking to you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Still with the album, and good luck with the tour, and hope to see you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure. And yes, I hope we'll have an occasion to meet at this show we're talking about, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'll get Andy Turner onto it. I'll get Andy to arrange it.
Absolutely. All
Brilliant.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay, bye.